Greetings, you magnificent, trembling heap of unbaked ambitions, you glorious, lopsided monument to a Tuesday nap that somehow lasted until Thursday morning. I see you there, hiding behind that curtain of half-eaten popcorn and existential dread. Yes, you. But seriously, folks, welcome back, truly, to the Narrative Mindset Podcast. It's an absolute privilege to have your ears this week. I hope you're thriving, or at least making it through the morning coffee ritual without casualties. Here's hoping your week feels less battle royale and more gentle stroll through a sunlit meadow. You deserve that. The other day, I had a thought, not sparked by a deep book, not by some TED Talk. Nope. By a shed. Not just any shed, my shed. For years, this thing was more concept than structure. A limbo space. Not quite there. Not quite gone. Less storage unit. More graveyard for forgotten dreams and rusty garden tools. If sheds could sigh, this one would have been in a constant mourning. Every time I looked at it, leaning, paint peeling like a bad sunburn, a little part of me winced. It was a monument, a procrastination, a shrine to every "I'll get to it later" I had ever told myself. Then, last Saturday, something snapped. Maybe it was the sunlight, making every flaw glow. Maybe it was my sudden urge to find my sledgehammer. Don't ask, that's another story. Either way, coffee in hand, I stood there, staring at that shed, and a quiet, slightly maniacal voice whispered, "Today, Gerald, today, we conquer the shed." I had pictured this moment before. In my mind, it was a montage. Me, clearing junk with the cinematic case. Sunlight on my brow. Epic music. Reality. Way messier. First, the key. Stuck. 5 minutes of wiggling, muttering, mild profanity, and the padlock finally gave in. The door groaned open like some dying beast, and a cloud of dust rolled out like it had been saving itself for decades. The smell, neglect, bottled and aged. Inside, rusty rakes tangled with dead garden hoses, half-empty potting soil bags turned to stone, a lawn chair collapsed in eternal defeat, and spiders, so many spiders. The grimy window let in just enough light to make every shadow look like a lurking monster. I started small. One broken flower pot, a couple dried up paint cans. Each thing I carried out felt heavier than it should. Not just weight, but years of not doing. The scrap of metal, the rustle of leaves, the thunk of junk hitting the pile, weirdly satisfying. Sweat ran down my back. Dust clung to my hands. And more than once, I thought, Gerald, you could be inside right now. Book, air conditioning, iced tea. But then I'd look at the clear patch of floor, and stubborn pride kept me going. One more box, one more pile. Hours passed. Grab, decide, keep, toss, recycle. Over and over. The smell shifted from musty to fresh. By the end, my muscles ached in places I forgot existed. Late afternoon, the shed was empty. Well, mostly. Bare walls, concrete floor, a single, slightly cleaner window. The sun streamed in, catching little dust fairies dancing in the air. And for the first time in years, I felt tighter. Then it hit me. If a neighbor walked by right now, how would they feel? Would they admire the shed or feel something else? Because here's the thing. Everyone has a shed, not always literal. Sometimes it's a project you haven't started, a goal you've been avoiding, a pile of ladders stacking up in the corner. And when you clear yours, it can ripple. Your clean shed becomes a mirror, reflecting someone else's unclean one. Not because you're showing off, not because you're better, but because your action shines a light on their inaction. That can be uncomfortable. Sometimes it even turns into quiet resentment. It's not personal. It's just human nature. Your progress disturbs the shared comfort of procrastination, and that's okay. Because your journey is yours. And sometimes conquering your metaphorical shed is exactly what you need to do, no matter who it makes uncomfortable. Thanks, as always, for listening. This has been Gerald Tabb, reminding you, every narrative starts with a single step. Even in that step is into a dusty, spider-infested shed. Until next time, clear your space, own your story.